Welcome to partialarc.com. Don't do that.
In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war.
And two idiots join the Inquisition. Dark Heresy! Welcome back to another episode of Dark Heresy. As the Imperial Scribe of this vessel, I am enthralled to be documenting the many adventures of Space Marines Kevinson, Lucius Malta, Wilhelm, and their Nephilim companion, Daniel Fernandez. When you last left them, after an arduous trip through the Deadlands, our kill team finally slayed the great Diablo-Dune, and now make haste back to the city. With the tribe on their side, can they uncover the truth behind this planet's mysterious threat? Let's find out.
All right, Daniel, turning you back on. Well, we made it back, all right.
Ow! Will you sit still?
Why did you do that?
Because I'm duct taping you together.
Why do you have duct tape? Don't you have medical equipment?
It is medical duct tape.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you?
Yes, there is such a thing as medical duct tape in the 41st millennium.
Oh, man.
Pretty sure it's canon.
This feels real sticky. I mean, it is duct tape.
Well, we needed something to try and put you back together. You had a rough go out there.
Yeah. I'm feeling better, though, now. I'm at 14 wounds, which is better than 9.
Yes, it is a higher number. Well, I think now that we're back in the city, Rylus is about to come out and talk to us, because, I mean, we're heroes now, sort of, right? Well, I'm not. I'm a companion.
I feel like you're selling yourself short. I think you did a real good job out there.
Well, I guess while he's coming out, we're going to take the time to get back into our armor.
Oh, yeah, sure, I guess so.
Doesn't that take like 3 hours?
Yeah, I mean, we'll make him wait.
Oh, okay.
And so he stood there and watched us put on armor.
This is where we inform him without saying anything that we are the Emperor's might and don't actually live on his schedule. This was just a formality thing.
He keeps coming in and checking on us. Goes out and, like, reads a newspaper or something and comes back.
All right, we're back in full armor.
Okay.
After many candles.
Yeah, how many candles did we waste in getting this armor on?
Probably about 300.
Nice.
That's
Just
like
an average amount.
That's only like half your stash, though.
Yeah.
Is that like a bag of holding for candles?
They're very small candles.
Oh, right.
Never described how big the candle.
They're birthday candles.
Oh, my God.
Good Lord.
You just carry around a bag of birthday candles?
They're sacred mini emperor candles. Duh.
Why
Amazing.
does this one say "Happy Birthday, Wilhelm" on it?
I slowly put that one back in my compartment.
Oh, man. There's a real special story behind that one.
That you will never hear.
So I guess we throw the teeth down at his feet.
You made like a hand motion as if you were scattering tiny teeth. You mean like we dropped the giant tooth on the ground?
Well, I mean, like I'm a space marine and I'm back in my armor. I feel like I can lift even this giant
Fair
tooth
enough.
with one hand.
Excellent work. You are now part of the tribe.
Oh man, do we get like a cool name? Like a tribe name? I want to be Diablo-Dune's Bane.
You can call yourself that. That's not really something that we do necessarily.
Okay,
But
fine.
I now owe you the answers that you were seeking.
Yeah.
He seems to be like really like hard to say this. He's trying to deal with it. Seems almost ashamed. There are things on this planet that we cannot defeat. Things that came shortly after your Imperium arrived. Or at least the earliest scouts. They are creatures. We call them malisectors. They infected a village. They've got 6 arms, red hides.
Immediately,
Yeah.
Lucius stands upright, his eyes wide open, and he goes and grabs his heavy bolter. Just like,
Lucius, he's gonna finish the story about we don't know what they are. You gotta come back.
I know exactly what they are.
Well, what are they?
Do you see the scars on my face?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. They're not to be rude, but they're pretty big.
That's what caused it.
Well, wait, that thing was that wasn't a malice scepter. I thought you said it was a.
They're called gene stealers.
Gene stealers.
Yes.
Well, we did not know that name.
You said they started infecting villagers?
The village of Gravensvale, near an old abandoned mine, began to suffer strange disappearances. This went on for a couple months until we realized the terrible things that were happening there.
I mean, are the people still okay? I mean, did everybody get evacuated?
No one has gone in and out of that city for the past 2 years.
Oh.
Well, except for occasionally raids that we've gone in there. There were only 2 real ways in and out of the city. There was a riverbed that you could follow through the mountains and a small mountain pass. We have collapsed avalanches onto the riverbed, and we have kept a wall of fire constantly maintained for the past few years.
Whoa, you guys have a constant wall of fire out there?
That is the smoke that you see
That's pretty
outside
sweet.
the city.
I mean, that's kind of it's a lot of gasoline all the time. Relieves? Man.
Promethium would do it.
Yeah, definitely
We
would.
have discovered promethium. And while we may not be able to refine it as well as you, we can certainly use it to create fire.
I'm assuming you learned that by observing the zealous priest that wields a flamer of sorts.
And your guardsmen as well. Some of them use
Makes
flamers.
sense.
So that is the source of the deaths on the planet. We have not been able to defeat them, to our shame. Your priestess was investigating it. I believe I do not know how she was killed, but she was investigating the situation, and I believe one of the creatures may have killed her somehow. I can't quite say I know exactly what happened.
Well, she killed herself, right? Or maybe somebody made it look like she killed herself?
Or she may have actually killed herself because she might have been infected.
Oh, no. Wait.
Infected?
Yes.
What do you mean infected?
I looked to Wilhelm. How need to know do you think we keep this?
I mean, if they know to look for signs of infection in their own populations.
Even the Imperium has trouble.
Yeah.
finding signs of infection.
I mean,
I would like to know what you're talking about.
Excuse me, Mr. Kale, if you could give us just 1 second. Hey, everybody, can we just, kind of huddle up for a moment?
Okay.
So, how bad is the infection? Do you get the sniffles?
No.
And then you get real sick?
It turns people into hybrid gene stealer.
Wait, you get,
horrors.
4 extra arms?
Not usually 4, maybe a couple extra, but they become basically pseudo-alien scum.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're really rolling the dice on arms. Okay. Well, how do we know? I mean, what are the signs? Could the Gale be a gene stealer?
So Lucius steps away for a second. He sort of walks away from everybody else, and he's sort of on his comms. Just out of the group, he's contacting the priest immediately and telling them quarantine procedures underway. So it should be already happening as we're leaving this meeting with the
So
chieftain.
the thing is that the priest could try to do that. There are not enough guardsmen to quarantine a city of this size. It's not that sort of situation. There are way more warriors of native Aurum warriors.
No, I mean
Yeah.
even just the guardsmen themselves.
Oh, to investigate the guardsmen, yeah.
Retreat to the garrison and quarantine procedures.
Oh, that okay. I understand. That makes more sense. Okay.
So
We're gonna thing this up
Yeah.
in here.
Exactly. So so I step back in. The earliest signs of infection, if you see any type of rippling in the forehead, specifically in the central forehead, any strange physical abnormalities.
We haven't seen anything like that, but as I said, we have kept them contained. The wall of fire has been there. About a week before you arrived, we tried to send in an expedition to attack them, but most of the expedition was wiped out.
It's not.
Wait. Did anyone come back from the expedition?
A few warriors. They were led by one of my
You need to bring
captains.
us to them immediately.
Yeah, we might want to, just have a little chit chat with them privately.
To be clear, they might be infected. We need to
Okay,
examine
yeah,
them
I mean,
immediately.
that's
Wilhelm,
weird.
you'll need to do the usual.
understood.
But his usual is... Oh, I got it. All right, I'm there.
I have more than one usual.
Oh.
Don't forget, our brother is an apothecary.
Oh, that's right. From all the duct tape. That makes sense.
All right, so I guess we start to walk out. Does he bring us to...
No. Well, I can bring you to the location. My warriors are keeping the flames, the flame shield up. I really need your help. But I must... An apology is not quite the word. You must understand, being a slave to these creatures is a terrible thing, but I needed to know my enemy, and can you honestly say to be a slave of your Imperium is any better?
Would you call the lore of intergalactic monsters and consumption of your entire species to be subordinate to loyalty to the Emperor? And I'm not exaggerating.
An interesting
here.
point.
I'm talking about the consumption of every piece of biomass on this planet. It would be a barren rock after they leave.
Well, I suppose that answers my question. If there's anything that I can do to assist you, I will see what I can do.
Anyone that's come in contact with them in any recent history, they need to be assembled and isolated in a specific area, and all of the rest of your warriors need to be marshaled immediately.
And somebody needs to get me my force sword.
Isn't it right over there?
Yeah, I know, but I wanted to say that.
I mean, you can get
go
your
get your force.
Fine, I'm gonna. All right, fine. All right, I got it. I thought it would be cool.
And we're calling you Memories Bane from now on.
What? But that
Who is
means
he again?
The point.
I'm Kevin Kevinson.
I should probably write that down.
But,
yeah.
Well, we've been on. We killed robots together. Oh.
All right. Well, I will see what I can do. I'll talk to the strike leader, and yes, we will investigate this.
I will need to inform the Imperial garrison that's here. They'll need to be marshaled immediately and telling you or teaching your people the methods of quarantine.
Of course. I will do my best to get my people to listen to your outsiders.
So should we make our way to the fire shield? I mean...
Well, first thing we need to do is garrison everyone in the town and assemble them at it was the north gate, right?
Well, there's only one gate.
I'm saying the north end.
Gate.
Yeah. The north end is where...
yeah, but there's the north... You could look over the walls to the north of the city, which leads to where the gene stealers are cooped up, but there's no gate on the north end of the city.
Okay,
it's just a big wall.
So I guess first we, while he's assembling all of the people that might have had contact into a specific area within the city, and marshaling all of his forces, then simultaneously we're marshaling the Imperial garrison together, and
okay.
We sort of, I guess, reassemble where he's taken all the people who might have been infected.
We've been gathering all of the warriors who went on the expedition. We have all of them except for Karthus. We can't find him anywhere.
Has Karthus been acting strange lately or anything like that?
No, he was the one who told us to lead the expedition, and he was encouraging us to go on another expedition.
Was he like itching his head a lot and had another arm or anything like that? Maybe a ninth ab? I'm trying to think of what would be odd for you people.
No, but his family says he disappeared. Nobody knows where he is.
How long ago?
Around the time you arrived.
Well, Wilhelm, I suggest you get started on the warriors here. Determine if any are infected.
I crack my knuckles.
Also, you'll notice that I immediately turn my heavy bolter off safety, and it's aimed at the warriors that are standing here that might be infected.
There are 7. There were 8 survivors. 7 that you were able to gather from the attack on the village. There were about 50 that went in.
I sort of like signal to Kevin in a way that he does remember from training.
I was gonna say, does Kevinson know what you're signaling him?
It's the most basic of our non-spoken commands that to go around essentially the backside of them.
It's just your finger going, making the go around back.
You point around.
I know that one. All right, I'm going.
So you want me to medicate them?
Yeah, it would be a medicate because you're just doing medicine. Like that's the check.
Okay. Good thing I'm totally good at that. Oh, that's a 24, so that's a success.
It looks like none of these warriors are infected.
Good. So I lower my heavy bolter. Rylus, it looks like they're clear. You want to marshal them into the rest of the army, and the Imperial garrison will be waiting outside for us.
Wait, are we just going to... All of us are going to attack the village at once?
We're at least going to have to establish some kind of quarantine to ensure that none of them escape while we breach it.
I will... Oh, okay. I will have you know that our quarantine has been established. They have not escaped.
These creatures are far smarter than you can realize.
All right.
Well, if we're going to lower the fire shield, I mean, it may make sense to at least have some warriors
Oh, no,
stand
we're not
guard.
going to lower the fire shield. You need to go through the fire somehow. You're totally warriors of your emperor. I don't know how you're getting in, but I really don't want to reduce the fire screen or to remove the block in the river.
Oh, Lucius.
I mean, we can if you feel that's the best bet, but I really would discourage you.
Seems
Lucius-
it might be time to contact our friend in space.
Probably.
Yeah, are we... I didn't finish the codex. Are we fireproof?
I think we could apply some fire-resistant stuff to our armor. It would let us go through a field of fire we'd last for about a couple minutes. Just run through the fire, and then we'd be in the village.
So I get on the radio and to our rogue trader and tell them to tell the other. I'm assuming that we don't have to pilot the Corvus Blackstar. That there's Death Watch pilots in the ship.
I mean, who knows?
It wasn't just on loan to
it's
us.
just you guys. But he's taken. He could have one of his guys fly it, but there's no Death Watch.
What's his name? Is he a former hotshot pilot? Did he just quit drinking yesterday?
Is
Is his name Paul Walker? Because that's a bad plan.
Captain Pack.
Jesus.
Captain Pack is going to be on the line, and you can ask him these questions.
Captain Pack, we're going to need you to assemble a crew into the Corvus Blackstar immediately and be on call, and you're going to need to be ready to have orbital bombardment for these coordinates.
I respect the Death Watch greatly. I'm not going to bombard the planet that we are trying to create peace with unless you tell me why.
There may be an infestation on the planet. A gene stealer infestation.
Gene stealers. All right. Send me those coordinates.
I like he's just being like, yeah, all right, cool. Let's do this.
I mean, like one step away from exterminatus, essentially. Like,
I don't know that we could blast the site, but it's pretty deep in the mountains. I don't know how much of an accurate blast we could get. We'd be able to take some out, but it would destroy any sort of cover that might be in the area, and it would not kill all of them.
That's the thing. If we destroy any of the blockage or the fire shield, then they might get out.
No, this is a last resort to essentially collapse the mine potentially in on top of them until reinforcements can arrive. I'm talking full sweep teams.
Well, I mean, I feel like we...
Well, just to clarify, they're not just in the mine. There's a whole town, and the town itself is imprisoned by all the fire. The town is, from the survivors, they say the town itself is full of smoke. You can barely see anything because of all the firewall.
We have to assume that the entire town is infected.
That probably makes sense. I mean, he said what? It's been 2 years?
2 years.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got tired of just probably eating that one guy or whatever.
It's also a very bad sign that they haven't been seen till now. We don't know how far their infiltration has gone.
Do gene stealers dig, typically?
They are typically found in subterranean places, yes.
Oh, no.
They are extremely adaptable, so...
Unfortunately, and we step away for a second, so it's just the three of us Space Marines. Unfortunately, they probably arrived on the first Imperial garrison to arrive.
Good. So, what's the chances that one missing guy is probably infected?
Very high.
Damn it. Okay. So how do we get in? Do we walk through the fire thing, like Daniel said?
Oh, no, I'm assuming they'll have to disable it and reignite it.
I don't think we can risk it. I think if we can walk through the fire, that might be the best way to go. Wait, could we fly in on that ship? What was it called again?
The Corvus Blackstar?
Yeah, that name is rad. Could we fly in on that?
They do have a drop pod on the
We could go in a drop pod. I've always wanted to go in one.
I am always partial to a drop pod.
I mean, come on. Come on, a drop pod.
All right.
My only caution would be, and I don't mean to speak out of place. I know that you guys are the experts on this. You've fought gene stealers before. I believe we will be outnumbered if we go in there. And we probably want to, because of all the smoke and the huge size of the place, we might be able to eliminate some of the gene stealers before they all converge on us at once. If we drop in a drop pod, it would change the nature of the engagement.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't use a drop pod. Maybe we could drop the drop pod in and jump and find some sort of cover. But these are just things to be concerned about. I want to caution you, just from my research, and just not my research, but the research data that was implanted in me. Gene stealers are like an omega level threat. I don't know if that's a term that my creator used. I don't know if that's a general term that's used in other places.
I think it gets the point across, Daniel.
They are some of the most deadly melee combatants in everywhere.
Everywhere? And like Kevinson holds the force
far,
sword up.
far more than you.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, just kind of really just blowing out the candle immediately.
They might even give Wilhelm a run for his money.
I mean, I have this, and I pull my bolter that I've had the whole time out that I've never used, but totally have.
Well, I've got this bolt pistol, but I've got magic powers.
Well,
do they have do they have magic powers?
Some might.
Wait, what?
Some might, but
what?
Unfortunately, I do think we're going to need your magic powers.
Say it again.
No.
Say it again.
It again.
Slower.
It again.
I'll take it.
So,
all right. Well, now that that's done,
what's our plan? I don't.
Well, how far outside of the town does the firewall look?
Do you mean outside the main capital that we're in, or Gravensvale?
Outside of Gravensvale, specifically.
The wall of fire is kind of right on the edge of the city, or not city, town. Here is a map.
So it's to be clear, this wall of fire is quarantining that entire town.
Yes, the entire town,
except for the one river entrance.
There is a river entrance
that's been dammed, essentially.
Yeah, it's been dammed, and they have patrols guarding all of it.
Wait, what if we opened up one sliver for an exit, targeted it, and then bombarded the crap out of it, right? We could force some of them out, take them out with a big old shot from the rogue trader, and, minimize the amount of things we'd have to stab and shoot.
We could open the fire, but I guess
could we just open the fire in a small portion? Is my question.
We
have a garrison at the opening, ready for anything that try to escape.
I mean, they have a garrison ready to kill anything that tries to escape. They've had some that have tried to escape, and they've killed all of them.
No, I mean, as soon as they see an opening of that size, they may attempt an attack.
That's true. We could talk to the garrison forces. We'd have to go out there.
All right, so we essentially, I guess, marshal all of the Cadian detachment that's there.
Okay.
And leave the priest behind because we don't need him. And take as many warriors as Dark Scourge is willing to bring.
Yeah.
And move towards the firewall.
Wait a second. How smart are these things?
Smarter than you.
Oh, okay. Well,
that might be a little mean, but they have at least human or above average human intelligence.
Okay, so they don't act on instinct. They are intelligent creatures.
They have very highly advanced instincts, but they do have exceptional cunning.
My question is, would they fall for an empty drop pod? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, we can track our drop pod's locations. If we dropped an empty drop pod, they suspecting Death Watch could be inside, they go to attack it, and then we hit it with a big old blast.
That's ironically not the worst plan.
Because
we'd have to talk to the captain about whether he'd blast it. He seemed really unclear about it. Maybe we could put an explosive in the drop pod?
Yeah, right?
We did bring all those explosives.
We did.
Size them out. We could put 2 torpedo charges inside of it. That would level probably half the town. But
at a certain point, wouldn't you just use the torpedoes if we're going to do that?
Yeah, but it's more like if we're bombarding them with orbit, the captain's point was that if they're mostly underground, we're not going to hit all of them. But if they're inside of the drop pod as a lure,
or at least nearby,
draw most of them out and then set it off. Essentially,
if a torpedo were to go off, a torpedo would level the entire area, but if it's being fired from above, what we would need to do is, like, if we could get like a deactivated torpedo and then like bring it in on foot and then modify it to have an explosion, that could work too.
Well, could we modify it, then close it up in the drop pod and then drop it in, and then they would gather around it and we could blow it up?
It'd be worth a shot, I guess.
I mean, it's one way at least to pull most of them out.
It's essentially just a delayed trap bomb. That's not a bad idea.
It's not the worst plan.
Could somebody say something nice to Kevin? This seems like a good plan.
Come on.
You guys keep giving him backhanded compliments.
I came up with a pretty good plan. Wilhelm? Lucius?
All right, I'll admit the plan isn't terrible.
Yeah!
And no one has a better idea.
All right, I'll take it as a win.
Captain, can you hear me?
Yeah, this is Captain Pack. What's going on?
So what we're going to need you to do is we're going to need you to empty out one of the drop pods, load it with a cyclonic torpedo.
Oh.
A deactivated delayed charge torpedo.
Okay.
You're going to need to crash the drop pod directly into the center of town.
Okay, we can do that. That's a very expensive piece of tech that we're playing with, but can do.
And then what essentially we're going to do is you're going to wait for our signal. You're going to drop the drop pod into the town, and then once we've seen enough of them gather around it, thinking that the Death Watch is going to come out of that drop pod, you're going to set it off.
I can't set it off from a distance. I can put it on a timer, but the mountainous areas, it's messing with the communications. We can't put a remote detonation on a torpedo from space.
What do we think? 10 minutes? 30 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, well, if these things are smart, right? Let me ask you. If these things can guess what we might be doing, run it like you'd run a Codex mission. I mean, how long when a drop pod drops would we wait before breaking out and making sure the coast was clear?
Set it up on a 6-minute delay.
Okay.
If they're not coming out by 6 minutes, then at that point they're not coming out and we have to go in.
Okay.
All right.
Can do.
So we set that up. I guess we make our way to the firewall.
All right. So you're about to be entering into it. There is going to be a little bit of to eliminate all of the gene stealers, you need to get 100 kill markers. This is a mechanic in the Death Watch game. You need to get 100 kill markers.
Shit.
Each gene stealer kill is worth 4 kill markers. Though there are some abilities that I don't think any of you have them, but you have some abilities that give you more kill markers when you kill things.
So
I think I do.
Oh, really?
Because I have the leader marks.
And I want to do a psychic power that I've been waiting to do.
Okay. You will get 4 kill markers for each individual gene stealer you kill, or 6 for each point of a magnitude of a horde. A horde is a specific kind of enemy that Death Watch faces. It's not really something that's in the Dark Heresy situation. That will be several enemies that are together that are treated as one unit. They will be able to attack once, but their attacks will be more powerful. Or they will be able to attack as many times as a single member of the horde. So Gene Stealers attack more than once.
Gotcha.
And their attacks are, because they are a horde, their attacks cannot be dodged. That's the main thing that they get.
Hit from all sides.
Yes, yeah. So we probably don't want to engage any hordes, or we need to find some sort of terrain to neutralize the existence of a horde.
Gotcha. All right, what's this ability that you wanted to try, Kevin?
Well, I've been waiting to use this for a little while now. It's called Warp Whispers. Basically, I'm going to reach out into the warp and see what future might hold for all 3 of us.
Okay, let's do that.
All right.
So this is like a fun power that basically lets you,
Yeah,
Daniel, give me like weird fragments of what could potentially happen to us.
Okay. Daniel, I'm just yeah.
You're Nephilim Daniel.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Nephilim Daniel tells me about warp stuff
How
all
do
the
you
time.
feel about seeing your future, Wilhelm?
I mean, I feel like my future has a lot of death involved.
That's true.
I mean, that passed and I didn't roll doubles, so I only did it at my regular psi rating because it's
Okay.
it's
Could I
fettered.
Could I see
Sorry,
the
what's unfettered?
Unfettered is regular.
Unfettered is the standard one. Yeah.
Which is the middle, right?
Yeah.
So I did unfettered, so I didn't roll doubles. I got a 36, so I pass.
Yeah.
So if you look at Warp Whispers, what that means is I get 3 secrets, basically.
Okay.
I see 3 secret fragments of the future, and I can, on each of my turns, I can spend one of these secrets, and I can either add a +10 to a test, I can ignore a damage, or I can add 2 damage to one of my attacks.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Well, if I did it pushed, I could get 6 of them because it goes by your psi rating.
Oh shit!
So-
Is there a limit to how many you can use in like a single round, or you can?
I think it's one a turn.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I now will reach into the warp and learn.
Hold on. Warp Whispers is not without its dangers. If the power is used fettered, any roll of doubles on the focus powers test forces an automatic perils of the warp. If used unfettered, the librarian automatically suffers the perils of the warp.
Ah, damn it. Cool. Well, now I get to suffer perils of the warp.
Yes.
Damn, this power is
So it turns out he didn't fully read the manual.
pretty dangerous. Oh, yeah. Kevinson was like, oh, this power sounds rad. I'm only going to read the first paragraph.
He only,
Imagine
he only,
there's probably not too many manuals about reaching your mind into the warp.
No,
And to be clear, this is not a psychic phenomenon. This
Oh,
is
no.
a straight perils of the
Straight
warp.
no,
perils.
It's straight there.
I more meant the mental manual that's being given to him by ghost person inside him, and he only caught apparently the first half, and then the other half his ghost side fell asleep.
So Kevinson, like, goes to the side and, like, sits down and, like, legs crossed, like, thinking, like, psychically.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah. I guess everybody's getting ready for the getting ready. We're having our what are you doing to prepare? And Kevin's thing that he's doing before he
Is
prepares
sitting by himself, like, looking into the warp.
Yeah.
Didn't think it would go poorly, but here we go.
looking straight into the warp. Yeah.
Wow.
That's great.
You completely missed.
I
the thing.
completely missed. That's a bad sign.
It's okay. Nobody will see that was a 97.
That's
on the floor.
foreshadowing at its best. That's a 98.
Oh god!
You rolled even higher.
I have to use the fate point on that.
Yes, because that's a Demon Prince's 98. So this planet has enough problems, Kevin.
Jeez. I rolled 1 point higher than the dice outside of the box. Come on, don't.
It'd be better if you rolled 100. That's where you just die immediately.
That's not terrible. Oh, but I could have jumped into a Demon Prince's body. I could be
No.
your new Demon Prince buddy.
If you had rolled a 100, Wilhelm would have seen what was happening, walked up to you, stabbed you through the hearts, and said, "For the watch," as he kills you.
This was a really bad idea.
I mean, it's a pretty cool power. It gives you bonuses on a bunch of
It's
stuff.
cool,
that you're
but
gonna
I
do.
automatically peril.
Well, if you use it fettered.
60? Probably still bad. Oh no. Switch with the tree. Switch with the tree.
The air vibrates with images of cackling demons, and the kaleidoscopic taint of the warp is rendered visible. All sentient creatures, including the Psyker, within 1d100 meters of the Psyker, must make a test against fear.
D100?
Yeah.
That's everybody in the town.
No, well, you roll, because it
Okay.
might just be 1 meter. Like, we don't know how many meters.
Oh my god, it's exactly 1 meter. I rolled a 1.
I don't think anybody
My
was.
only one I've ever rolled.
He walked specifically into a corner away from everybody.
So I like how, like, the warp was gonna rip open this, like, massive hole, but instead it only made, like, a tiny little snow globe, just like,
Or made you more afraid, apparently.
Okay, you...
But that you shall know, you know no fear.
Yeah, so fear works a little differently for Space Marines.
it doesn't. The end. Moving on.
You're good, because it's going to wear off before the actual battle begins.
All right. I just got real scared for nothing.
Well, you got scared because of what you saw.
That's true. Now, Daniel, what did I see? What were the 3 secrets that I see of my upcoming future?
So they're vague, and you don't quite know how to apply them. Though you're going to be able to apply them to any 3 rolls.
Do I
because
hear
it's a
old
game.
Ben saying, Ray, Ray, Ray?
I don't know who Ray is. So
Deathwatch you are.
odd. You see 3 warriors trying to hold a door closed.
Cool.
Like three tribal warriors. You see inside of them, and there's something growing inside of one of them, but you can't tell which one. You see a mine filled with high-tech machinery, and the symbol that you see on everything is that of the serrated quarry. and you see somewhere else. You see a pit of blackness, and swimming in there is some sort of creature. Those are the 3 images that you get.
Oh man, that was real trippy. I don't know what to do with all that. Maybe I'll keep it to myself and not tell anyone. No, I'll share with everyone. Like they do in all the old data sites when people learn horrible secrets and keep it to themselves.
I'm pretty sure all those terrible visions
Yeah.
are being intercut with shots of Wilhelm, like, in the temple, like, bowed down, with the priest, like, shouting this raucous prayer over the whole scene.
Double flamethrowers just shooting fire into the air.
There are several guardsmen that are in there as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
And what are you doing, Lucius, to get ready?
I was already ready as soon as he started
I
describing
was just
Gene
going to
Stealers.
think a really calm scene of you just cleaning your gun.
I mean, it was literally steps away from me cleansing the entire town.
It's like no one would ever know if I got them all.
All right. So again, you must get 100 kill marks.
100 kill marks. I actually do not have... I have bonuses to help people do stuff, but not for kill marks.
Yeah. There. I think that's one of the things you could have taken,
Yes.
but you didn't. Yeah.
Guys! Hey, you guys ready to go inside?
Yeah, we're going.
Okay. Also, so I used my magic powers. Sorry. And I saw some real weird stuff in there. There were like 3 guys with, one of them was weird. And then I saw like machinery deep in the mine. Then I saw this weird black goopy pit. Something was in there. Just felt like I was going to share all that, you know.
That's real helpful, Kevin. Thank you.
I'm just saying, if you see 3 guys, you know, one of them's probably weird. Just keep it in mind.
Captain Pack, are you ready to go?
Can do.
All right, Daniel. Well, I figure we'll turn you off at this point and get you ready to with some new data stores for the insanity that's about to happen.
All right. Looks like everybody's they're going to be reducing the flame wall right now. We've got guardsmen with las weapons ready. Here we go, I guess.
All right, shutting you off.
Thanks for listening to this grimdark tale. The enemy is revealed, and now our Marines must face down an army of gene stealers. With tactics and the Imperium's best arms and armor on their side, can they succeed? Tune in next week to find out. Special thanks to Daniel Fernandez for inserting his soul into a Nephilim and helping these 3 as Game Master. And another big thank you to Michael Fernandez for joining the kill team as Wilhelm. The music you heard in this episode was made possible by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. For more details, check the show notes. If you'd like to download more episodes of Roll to Seize or check out other similar podcasts, head over to partialarc.com. You can email these morons any questions at rolltoseize@gmail.com. Of course, you can always follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr, all at Partial Arc. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to leave a rating and review on iTunes. You could win a chance to ride in a drop pod. Hooray! Goodbye.